Welcome back, family, to Family Matters. I am so glad to see Ivy, Princeton, Elijah, and family and friends. We welcome you here with us every week to study and to learn of God's love and mercy and grace toward us. Last week we covered Psalms 35. And before we go into Psalms 36, we're going to review the questions. I hope you and your parents found time to meditate on that long Psalms 35 and to go through and to answer the questions and to even discuss some of the things that were talked about in that Psalms regarding God fighting and covering and protecting. The first question from last week's Bible study from Psalms 35 was, what do you do when people treat you unfairly? Now, we see in this world, people retaliate, they go into rage, but that's not what we were taught or told to do. Because in the Psalms, it shows us to pray first and let God be our defender. So, what do you do when people treat you unfairly? The very first thing you do is to find a quiet moment to pray and then ask God to be your defender. Question number 2. How does David handle betrayal and false accusations? Because you will find in life that people will betray you. They'll pretend to be your friend and not be your friend. There'll be mean girls and bullying boys that will gang up on you sometime in circumstances and situations and tell lies or bring accusations that are not true. But how did David handle it? Because that's an example to how we're supposed to handle it. He cried out to God instead of seeking revenge because David was well able to defeat his enemy in his own military strength and ability. But he knew that all power and might that he had in order to defend himself came from God. So instead of him fighting and taking revenge, he submitted to God. He cried out to God. And God then gave him a powerful example of faith under pressure. When he cried out to God and didn't seek revenge on his own, he discovered a powerful example of how when God is with you, you can have faith under great pressure. Question number 3. Why is it important to keep our hearts right while waiting on justice? The reason we have to keep our hearts right and not have a desire or not seek revenge when we're waiting for God to bring justice in a situation is because bitterness and rage can consume you. And you don't want those negative forces to drain you of your life and your energy force that is the presence of God within you. But God honors those who trust him to make things right. So when you keep your heart right while you're waiting on God to bring you justice, you're not allowing bitterness and hatred and rage to eat you up, but you're trusting him to make things right. Isn't that beautiful? Just knowing that is a lifter of your soul and your spirit. Now, today in Psalms 36, where our topic is God's love is deeper than you think. Let that sink in. Think about the kind of love you desire from someone right now. More than anything, the love that you desire from someone that you love. And just imagine that God's love is deeper than that or any that you can think of. Our memory verse for this week is, your love, Lord, reaches to the heavens. your faithfulness to the skies. That's Psalms 36 and 5. Okay, so now we're going to read Psalms 36. Psalms 36 is the Psalms of David, and it's of David, the servant of the Lord. Verse number 1 says, I have a message from God in my heart concerning the sinfulness of the wicked. There is no fear of God before their eyes. In their own eyes, they flatter themselves too much to detect or hate their sin. The words of their mouths are wicked and deceitful. They fail to act wisely or do good. Even on their beds, they plot evil. They commit themselves to a sinful course and do not reject what is wrong. You love, Lord, your love, Lord, reaches to the heavens, your faithfulness to the skies. Your righteousness is like the highest mountains, your justice like the great deep. You, Lord, preserve both people and animals. How priceless is your unfailing love, O God. People take refuge in the shadow of your wings. They feast on the abundance of your house. You give them drink from your river of delights, for with you is the fountain of life. In your light, we see light. Continue your love to those who know you, your righteousness to the upright in heart. May the foot of the proud not come against me, nor the hand of the wicked drive me away. See how the evildoers lie fallen, thrown down, not able to rise. May God add a blessing to the reading of that priceless, mighty word. That word is so comforting, so very comforting. Let's look at the questions from Psalms 36. It says, how is God's love described in this Psalms? Question number 2. What does this teach us about where to find true security? Question number 3. Why should we be cautious of living without the fear of God? I'll read the questions again. Question number 1. How is God's love described in this psalm? Question number 2. What does this teach us about where to find true security? And the final question number 3. Why should we be cautious of living without the fear of God? May God richly bless you this week, and may you have a great, great weekend, and may you find comfort in the scriptures and the words that we've covered in this Psalms. And I look forward to seeing you next week. Please continue to join me on every Sabbath in studying the Psalms, and invite your friends to join you in listening and learning, and encourage them to invite their parents so that they can learn, and their families. We want to spread the light that God gives. So I thank you for listening to Family Still Matters. And I want you guys to know that I love you, and I look forward to seeing you next week. May God continue to richly bless you. Bye-bye.